yesterday it was like crazy things happened last night outside of the State of the Union. So here we go.
Steve Kane Show with Brian.
Oh man, just complete, utter craziness happened last night outside of the State of the Union. And don't worry, we'll talk about the State of the Union. We got a lot to talk about on the radio this morning. My name is Brian Craig, and of course you're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio this year, The Steve Kane Show. And of course I'm a lot better today than yesterday. For the first time ever, I could not complete a show. Well, there was that time I collapsed on the air and had a seizure and the ambulance had to come because I was dehydrated. That happened. But that was, other than that, that was many. I've come to work many times sick as a dog and gotten through the show. Yesterday was the first time I could not actually complete a broadcast. Never had that happen before, and it happens. I feel a lot better, guys, and I'm about 80% well. I've had more COVID tests in the last, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, in the last 4 days than most of you will probably had in your entire life because, and just a head cold, guys, no COVID. All the COVID tests were negative. Oh my goodness, just a head cold, people. You know how many times I've told that to people in the last couple days, especially yesterday. I'm just, oh boy. All right, well, listen, there's a lot happening, a lot going on. We're going to get into all of it. After the first break, President Trump made his biggest move ever that I've ever seen him make against someone who was an opponent of his, even bigger than in the first time Trump ran, and he had like 15 Republicans running against him. Donald Trump made a move against Ron DeSantis yesterday that there's like no turning back on. I mean, he made the biggest move ever against Ron DeSantis. I've got a very detailed article on that, which we're going to go through after the first break. It is huge. It is massive. And, when I first saw this, I was, you guys heard how sick I was yesterday. I thought, this must be my head cold, putting pressure on my brain. What I'm seeing cannot be real. And when I woke up this morning and went through the news, I said, yeah, it's real. So we're going to get into this and talk about what it means and where we go from here. We'll talk about the State of the Union a little bit later. Yes, he's a liar. He sucks. And the State of the Union is, it's in bad shape. We'll get into all of the State of the Union stuff later in the show. But after the first break, I'm going to get into all of the details with this just devastating attack that President Trump has made on Governor Ron DeSantis. But I first want to talk about something that I had no intention of talking about because they are typically terminally boring and uneventful and matter nothing when it comes to what's going on in politics. But Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Sarah Huckabee, poor Mr. Sanders, everyone calls her Sarah Huckabee. Sarah Huckabee Sanders threw Trump under the bus. She is cleansing, in her mind, the Republican Party of President Trump. And I'm going to play this, her very terminally boring response to the State of the Union. These State of the Unions are typically very boring and uneventful unless the person screws up. And I know that the immediate reaction that people have of Sarah Huckabee Sanders is that, oh, she knocked it out of the park and she just did such a wonderful thing. Well, if you listen carefully, she did just the opposite. And let me play this for you. This is Sarah Huckabee. And, hey, listen. If I'm wrong, I want to be wrong with what I'm going to share with you. We take calls here, all right? I'm not up here preaching to the choir to be agreed with. If you disagree with me, if I'm incorrect, if I'm wrong, if you take issue with my analysis, our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. So here's one clip. I got two clips, but here's one clip of Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the governor of Arkansas, and her response. And I believe she has thrown Trump under the bus and is trying to rid Donald Trump from the Republican Party. Listen to this. Yes, how dramatic that was. Hold on, guys. Why am I not hearing it? Why am I not here? I can hear it in the Q speaker. Why am I not hearing it, Mike? Something's going on here.
And it's time for a change.
I can only hear it in the Q speaker, Mike. I don't know why I can't hear it in program. That's okay. That's okay. I can hear it in the Q speaker. There we go. All righty. Now let's try. Okay, let's try it again. So this is Sarah Huckabee throwing Trump under the bus. And listen carefully to what she says, and then call me and let me know if I'm right or wrong about this.
America is great because we are free. But today, our freedom is under attack, and the America we love is in danger. President Biden and the Democrats have failed you, and it's time for a change.
Okay. Now at that point, I agree with her, right? You agree with her, I agree with her, you agree with her, we all agree with her. But what she says after that, though, is what I'm talking about.
Is great because we are free. But today, our freedom is under attack, and the America we love is in danger. President Biden and the Democrats have failed you, and it's time for a change. A new generation of Republican leaders are stepping up.
Oh, a new generation of Republican leaders are standing up. With a smile in her voice and a grin on her face when she says it.
Change. A new generation
of
Republican leaders are stepping up, not to be caretakers of the status quo, but to be change makers for the American people.
Okay, so a new generation. And then she goes on this very long-winded thing, a new generation. So does that mean that President Trump is part of the old generation and there's a generation stepping up? And then she goes on this very long-winded thing, which I'm going to play all of later because it's good stuff. But then at the end...
The line in America is no longer between right or left. The choice is between normal or crazy. It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership.
Whoa! Now, it's time for a new generation of Republican leadership. Now, last time I checked, the Republicans were led by the great Donald Trump, the 45th and 47th president of the United States after he wins. She said it's time for a new leader. I'm going to go back. That's what she said. Listen.
Left. The choice is between normal or crazy. It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership.
It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership. Does that sound to you like she's passing Trump over? Is she on some other train? You know, Trump is the Republican leader, right? He's the Trump. He's the leader. So if it's time for a new generation, does that make him the old generation? What is she saying here? What is Sarah Huckabee Sanders saying here? I want to hear your thoughts. I want to be wrong about this, okay? I'm on a lot of cold medication. Had a lot of Dayquil the last few days. I'm not kidding. I'm on my second bottle of Dayquil. So, yeah. so maybe it's the Dayquil, all right? It's very possible. But to me, it sounds like Sarah Huckabee is making a move to pass over Trump. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll take our first break and be back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action.
I don't know. Doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good. Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. All right. No, it's fine. I don't care. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. I don't know. To me, that doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. Wesley, good morning, Brian. Someone needs to ask Sarah what she meant. That's exactly right. I'm asking. That's exactly right, Wesley. Absolutely. You know, I heard that, and I'm like, oh, my Lord. Remember, I was talking yesterday, in the half of the show that I was here, that she would not endorse Trump. I saw Sarah Huckabee on an interview not long ago, and she was asked if she'd endorse Trump. She wouldn't do it. I'm busy doing the work that the Arkansas people elected me to do. She wouldn't endorse Trump. So I think she is... Now, she might walk that back. I had that new phrase, that walk that back. But I think that, you know, this speech, this isn't her talking off the top of her head. This was a written speech by who? I don't know. And it was rehearsed. And I think she said exactly what I think she said. She's saying that she wants to move on from Trump. That's what she's saying. That's right. And when I play the rest of that thing where she says she's very full of herself. Okay. Every line on the board is lit. Yeah. Exactly. Have to wait and see. Well, I'm not waiting and seeing. We got to figure this. We got to figure this stuff out. There's no waiting and seeing. Mm-hmm. Well, Pence worked for Trump too, right? A lot of people worked for Trump. Michael Cohen worked for Trump. Okay? Working for Trump doesn't mean they don't betray you. A lot of Judases around. I don't know. Oh, man. Every line on the board is lit. Callers on hold, stand by. If you're a homeowner, a business owner, or with a homeowners association, listen up, okay? If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or damaged or compromised, call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. You know, he'll give you a free evaluation of your roof. You heard me, a free evaluation of your roof. Tom Laporta, he's a good MAGA guy. He's been in business since 1988. He covers the entire state of Florida, okay? He does great work. I've seen the work that he's done, not just on Steve's home, but listeners as well who have shared their experiences and sent me photographs. Laporta Contracting, by the way, was voted one of the best general contractor and best roofers in South Florida, which is amazing. How many roofers and general contractors there are? And he was voted one of the best. He's honest, he's knowledgeable, and he's reliable. And of course, he will never sell you a roof that you do not need. If it's a simple repair, he'll do it. If you have an insurance claim, call your insurance company immediately and then call Tom Laporta. You know, in Florida, there are new laws in effect now that allow Tom Laporta to negotiate directly with your insurance company on the cost of all repairs. So you don't necessarily need to hire one of those public adjusters. I've gone through that, and it's an added expense, and it's an added step, and it's an added delay, and you may not have to do that. You may be able to cut out that middleman of the public adjuster or an attorney. Ever had to go through that? Oh, man, I know people that have. And if you need, Tom Laporta can tell you ones that he's worked with, if you need an adjuster, and that are honest and good at what they do. He can handle any roofing job, too. Residential roofs, residential repairs, commercial roofs, schools, government buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. He can help you with that, too. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting can do it. Give him a call. This number rings directly to his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. One more time, 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. All right, so Sarah Huckabee Sanders says that it's time for a new generation of Republicans, a new leadership. And I'm under the impression that Donald Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. I'm not so sure that Sarah Huckabee Sanders agrees with us on that. So let's take some calls and find out. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, okay? But I do know I saw her on TV a couple weeks ago. She was asked directly if she would endorse Trump, and she would not do it. She danced all around the question, and it was asked more than once. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Lisa from Royal Palm.
Hey, Lisa.
What thing that bothers me, and I watched her whole speech that she had given, is that like there's that sector of like the Trump supporters that are still in like the sway because they're really not sure if they want to go with him. And what bothers me is that, you know, her being his press secretary at one point, what is the reason why she would have to, you know, like say something like that?
Yeah, it's outrageous. And, you know, a lot.
In people's minds.
That's right.
Like, okay, she's his press secretary, but why?
Well, you know, a lot of people have worked for Trump that have gone on to betray him, right? Michael Cohen, Pence, Scaramucci, remember him? You know, a lot of people worked for Trump. Just because someone worked for President Trump doesn't mean that they're on our side today.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I was pretty disgusted by it when I heard that comment, and that was not an accident. I want to know who wrote that speech.
Yeah. Also, remember, I had called a while ago and told you about Bono.
Oh, yeah, who was there last night?
He was there last night.
Yeah, next to Pelosi's husband.
Next to Paul Pelosi.
Mm-hmm.
Hat on.
Yeah.
And Jill's busy kissing people behind them like totally out of control. The whole thing was just like...
Did you see Jill Biden kiss Kamala's husband on the lips?
Yes, it was bizarre.
First gentleman and first lady kissed each other on the lips.
It was the strangest thing I have ever seen.
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
I think it just goes to show, just like, it's time, like, get the hell out already. Like it's time to we need to just, like, move on to the forward.
Yeah. And by the way, am I the only person that thinks U2 is, like, very overrated? I'm not a big fan of U2, never have been.
No, not at all.
And that's my generation now.
They were good. But, like, Bono totally, I don't know what happened to him.
Arrogance.
Remember I had told you about the Chester Bennington situation with John Podesta?
Yeah. Well, listen, I appreciate the call, all right? Let me squeeze in another call before the break. One opening at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
Hey, Brian. I'm on the fence with it right now because she didn't come out and say not to endorse Trump. I understand that, but the new generation of Republican leadership needs to not be from the old school, non-Trump, status quo Republicans, the ones that just go through the motions and say they're Republicans, but then really not. And I do believe personally that if you don't support Trump as a Republican, you're not a Republican.
Well, and Trump has been our leader since 2015, at least 2016. So he's been our leader for like 7 years, right? So when she says it's time for new leadership and a new generation and a next generation and all this stuff, that does not include Trump. She is now she's going to probably walk.
But she didn't say she didn't speak against them at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So what she meant by that, and is she going to clarify it?
Oh, I think she'll, if she's asked about it.
She was a good press secretary for Trump?
Yeah, but you know, Michael Cohen was a good attorney for Trump for a long time.
Correct, that's true. That's true. But I am giving her the benefit of the doubt until she says something negative about.
Well, that is negative. That is negative, Jeff. I expect her to correct it and walk it back because I don't think I'm the only one that's going to pick up on this.
Right? So,
she's on the do not trust list.
yeah, I agree with that.
Do not trust Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Hey, listen, I gotta run. I gotta run for the break, Jeff. But thanks for the call. Now, I think she said she meant what she said and said what she means. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
Now, give me a yes or no. Was Sarah Huckabee saying it's time to move on from Trump? Yes or no? Was she, yes or no, was Sarah Huckabee saying it's time to move on from Trump? I say yes. Yes. It's okay to disagree with me, Deborah. Oh, feelings are mixed. Mixed feelings. Yeah. Haven't even gotten to DeSantis yet. Oh my goodness. Well, like I said, Michael Cohen for years worked for President Trump. Pence worked for Trump. Just because someone worked for Trump doesn't mean that they get a free pass for life. How many people have worked for Trump that have betrayed him? I mean, think about it. Name some names I haven't thought of. Who's the guy with the mustache? Probably filled with food every time he eats. John Bolton worked for Trump. Look at him. Wrote a whole book trashing the guy. Oh yeah, she respects his accomplishments, but it's time for a new generation. Head cold. Got a cold. Pretty sick. Gorka's on Trump's side. I haven't heard Gorka trash Trump. Mm-hmm. Who was that girl that worked for Melania that trashed Melania and was recording her? And yeah, Omarosa. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, she's very full of herself. When I play the rest of the clip, you'll see what I'm talking about with that. Oh, yeah. Every line on the board is lit. Yeah, I'm probably about 80% well now. You know, I'm sitting down. I normally stand just a little rest. Like this morning, I wasn't on my standing desk. I was sitting down when I was doing my show prep at home. Normally, I would be standing. I'm sitting to get it, you know. But I'm almost all better. Yesterday, I just couldn't finish the show. I've never had that happen before. Never. I thought I was going to pass out too. I was close to it. Maybe I should have kept going. If I'd have kept doing the show, I probably would have passed out. That'd have been good for my views on YouTube. Yeah, I had a lot to drink on the cruise. I didn't get any hangovers on the cruise because I drank a lot of bottled water. I like after every couple of drinks, sometimes after every drink, I would drink a bottled water. Yeah, hey guys, make sure you like the video. Most of you have not liked the video. Yeah, thanks, Ron. Yeah, I've just been too sick to finish it. It's a little over an hour long. I'm guessing. I got to just add some music to it and do a little more editing, but oh, that's true, Rome. I liked what Marjorie Taylor Greene was wearing. That mink. Looks kind of, it reminded me of something, and I can't, her coat. Marjorie Taylor Greene's coat reminded me of something, a movie, I can't remember what, but that coat I've seen before. Yes, it's Wednesday morning, February 8th. We are back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Every line on the board is lit. Callers on hold, stand by. Let me do a quick recap. I'm talking about something we never talk about, which is the response to the State of the Union. Sarah Huckabee is, in my view, is saying it's time to move on from Donald Trump. And let me just play the two clips here. Sarah Huckabee in her response.
America is great because we are free. But today, our freedom is under attack, and the America we love is in danger. President Biden and the Democrats.
Now listen, wait for it.
It's time for a change. A new generation of Republican leaders are stepping up.
Wow, a new generation. So, and then, let me play this at the end. This is her again. This is Sarah Huckabee's response.
Longer between right or left. The choice is between normal or crazy. It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership.
It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership. See, those people that are those donors that Christina Bobb was telling us about a couple weeks ago on the program that are pouring money over to DeSantis must be working on her. Who wrote that speech? Lincoln Project, Koch brothers? Sarah Huckabee, who wrote that? Donald Trump has been our leader since 2015, maybe 2016. So 7 years he's been our leader. So when she says it's time for a new generation, right? He's not the new. He's my leader. He is our leader. What is she talking about? All right, let's go to the phones. What do you all think? Every line on the board is lit. Did Sarah Huckabee say it's time to move on from Trump? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know, my question is this: who? I mean, is MTG in the new generation? Is Matt Gaetz in the new generation? Byron Donalds? All these people, the people that were in the six, you know, that stood up against McCarthy or whatever, who basically is a. Are these people in the new generation or not? Because those are Trump supporters that have not betrayed Trump.
Well, let me play. Okay, now this one part, I'll play this. Callers on hold, stand by. I'll play this while you're on the line, Mike. Now, when she at the end, that clip, that last clip I played, she did this comparison between her and Biden. Before that, listen to this. Let me play this. This is Sarah Huckabee.
To admit, President Biden and I don't have a lot in common. I'm for freedom, he's for government control. At 40, I'm the youngest governor in the country. And at 80, he's the oldest president in American history. I'm the first woman to lead my state, and he's the first man to surrender his presidency to a woke mob that can't even tell you what a woman is. In the radical left's America.
Okay, so you see, enough about me. What do you think about me? Okay, Sarah Huckabee thinks that she's an accomplished woman who's the governor of Arkansas because of herself. She's the governor of Arkansas because her daddy was the governor of Arkansas and President Trump endorsed her, right? She got the job as press secretary for President Trump because Huckabee, now what she said about Biden is true, but she got the job as press secretary with President Trump because Huckabee got her the job. He endorsed President Trump, you know, and she's full of herself. She thinks she's going to be president or vice president. You know, you can tell by her arrogance. So, and then I agree with what she said about Biden, but then at the end of that.
Or crazy. It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership.
Yeah, and she means DeSantis, Huckabee Sanders 2024. They're the new leadership, her and DeSantis. I mean, am I wrong, or does it sound like she's saying it's time to move on from Trump, Mike?
It sounds like it's time to move on from Trump. That's what she's saying. And I mean, Trump is still, for better or for worse, he's still the leader of the party. I mean, he's basically the de facto Speaker of the House now. I mean, that's something there. And think about this. You can count on one hand the number of people that have not betrayed Trump.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys this. I cannot believe I'm going to be the only person that picks up on this. I know I'm the first, which I am quite often, okay? These clips are being played like on continuous loop on Fox, and I don't think people have, it's clicked with people what she's saying. She's saying it's time to move on for Trump. So when people start to pick up on what I picked up on this morning, I expect her to walk it back, right? But she'll be lying. She'll be lying then. She's telling the truth here.
Yeah, the Lincoln Project and the Koch brothers and all, somebody's gotten to her.
Paul Ryan.
Yeah, probably so. You know, like I said, you're talking about big money donors, and I just mentioned the Koch brothers. You know, they hate Trump with a passion. Do the Koch brothers?
Oh yeah, and they just said the other day they're going to start getting involved again and open up their money chest.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. They want it back to what it used to be, where you know the donors say who the president is.
You know, I don't want to believe this about Sarah Huckabee. I always liked her, but when I hear her say me, I, this, she thinks she's accomplished something. She's only where she is through nepotism and favors and the good graces and gratitude of President Trump. Okay, she's not there because she earned it. Her daddy was governor. President Trump endorsed her. She was handed that thing. And I'm the youngest, and I'm the this, and I'm the that, and me, and me, and me. Oh, and by the way, it's time to move on from Donald Trump. She all but said it.
What she said last night kind of reads like that old Toby Keith song, I Want to Talk About Me.
Yeah. Well, there's an old saying, enough about me. What do you think about me? That's the. Hey, Mike, thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
George, Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, George.
Hi. There's no doubt that this was an anti-Trump thing. It's, in my opinion, not open to interpretation.
That's right.
And also, basically, he talked about it's not left against right, but it is left against right. It should remain that way. Of course, it's true, normal versus crazy, but it is left against right, and she's part of the swamp.
Yeah, she wants to be Ron DeSantis' running mate.
Yeah.
By the way, what is the term length for a governor in Arkansas? Is it 4 years or 2 years? It's a good question, because I know Bill Clinton was. It might be two. Bill Clinton was governor, lost, and came back, if I remember correctly, when he was governor. I don't know if it's 2 years or 4 years. I don't know. But I do know this. She's making plans. I think it's 2 years too. It might have
For
been,
sure.
maybe it used to be 2 years.
But again, I don't see any interpretation other than throwing Trump under the bus.
Yeah, and if you watch that, that clip I played is being played in nonstop loop on Fox. She's in love with herself. She's got that smirk of "I'm in love with myself" on her face.
Yeah, but her position is very
Not
a
all
hard
governors are 4
position.
years. That's not true, Mark.
No, not Trump. That's
It's
about
4 years.
it.
Yeah.
She's risking the fact that the Democrats are
It might
going to
have
win
used to be
again.
two.
Because to divide the Republicans is exactly what.
Well, when you're so delusional as she is, to think that she's like worked hard and earned this spot, that's pretty delusional. I'm the youngest. Well, yeah, if my daddy was governor and I had the endorsement of President Trump, I might be the first something too of somewhere. You didn't earn it, Sarah Huckabee. Nepotism, connections, favors. I mean, my goodness.
Right.
All right, appreciate it. Take care. All right. Well, haven't found any disagreement on the phones yet. Our number toll free 1-888-GIL-KANE-1. Most presidents, not recently, but in the past, most presidents, or a huge chunk of them, come from governors because they have experience governing, right, as opposed to members of Congress. There's something going on here. All right. President Trump made his biggest attack against any opponent ever against Ron DeSantis. I'm going to get into that when we get back. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are calling us from. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio. If you miss a portion of the show, about an hour each day after the show, the entire show is uploaded on our radio station website and archived there forever. TrueOldiesFLA.com. TrueOldiesFLA.com. If you want to hear your call or download it to play for others, you can do that. TrueOldiesFLA.com. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard.
It may have been 2 years in the past, but not all governors are 4 years. Yeah, it used to be 2 years, and then they moved it up to 4. I was right. Yeah, it used to be 2 years, and they bumped it up to 4. Oh my goodness.
The biggest pain is the cost. Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless and the prices are painless too. Call today, 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com.
Looking for a local seafood market? Pinter's Seafood and Marketplace is Jupiter's oldest and most beloved seafood market. Pinter's is family-owned and operated in the same location for over 57 years. That's right, 57 years in the same location. The freshest seafood of local catch from the area and beyond. Pinter's is so much more than just a seafood market. Pinter's makes conch chowder soups, the best conch fritters anywhere, and a delightful array of salads and prepared foods await you. Looking for an over-the-top lobster roll? Pinter's. Stop in today and pick up Pinter's world-famous smoked fish dip. You have to try Pinter's Seafood in Jupiter. This place is absolutely fabulous. We are just off Old Dixie Highway, just south of DeQuesta Drive.
We don't know. She's going to walk that back. There's no way she doesn't walk that back. Yeah, no, we're going to get into the DeSantis stuff after the break, but you're all welcome to call in on Sarah Huckabee. I want to be wrong, but we need to know. We need to know who to look out for.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire
Well, how about
repairs,
just
prices.
Janine, welcome as a member, welcome. Make sure you take advantage of all those. You members out there, show her all the members emojis, if you don't mind. I can't pull it up right now to do it.
977-9445. Thank you.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, Valentine's Day is next week during the week, which is really a rotten day. And you don't want to have Valentine's Day during the week. You want to have it on, on the weekends. And at Anne Marie's in Pompano, they have a Valentine's Day extravaganza going on for both lunch and dinner on Saturday, the 11th, because that's when you really want to celebrate Valentine's Day. Their Valentine's Day lunch and dinner with heart-shaped pizzas and homemade heart-shaped raviolis. Now, the raviolis are always homemade, but they're making special heart-shaped ones for Valentine's Day and heart-shaped pizzas. And I'm going to go over there just to see the guy make those heart-shaped pizza pies by spinning it around on his finger. I don't know how he's going to do that, but I'm going to be there. So this is for lunch and dinner this Saturday, February 11th. Now, they're having a special Valentine's Day party at Anne Marie's on Saturday night with live music outside starting at 6:30 p.m. So you most definitely want to go there for your Valentine's Day lunch or dinner, live music. They also have a huge wine selection at Anne Marie's. In fact, they have a wine club over there. So, you can have this great homemade Italian food made right there with Grandma in the kitchen with Grandma's recipes, with fine wines and live music as well. So it's absolutely amazing. If you have any questions, give them a call. Maybe they'll let you reserve a table. I don't know, but find out. 954-889-6600. 954-889-6600. Anne Marie's is located in Pompano on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road in the same plaza as the movie theater. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Okay, so Governor Sarah Huckabee, the youngest governor. Yeah, I did it with nepotism and favors. Well, President Trump unleashed what I think is his biggest attack ever on a political opponent, on Ron DeSantis yesterday. And as sick as I was when I first saw this, I'm like, I don't know. I got this head cold. Maybe, something's going on. I don't. And I woke up today. I'm about 80% well now, and I'm seeing, and I can read and not have headaches and pains and things like yesterday. And this is the biggest attack. And I'm talking about when he had all those 15 opponents in the first campaign. He was really going after people. This is the biggest attack President Trump, in my memory, in my opinion, has made against a political opponent. Donald Trump, who ripped through the 2016 presidential field with attacks on his rivals, reposted photographs of a young Ron DeSantis, allegedly, partying with high school girls. That's right. And he put this up on Truth Social. That's not Ron, is it? He would never do such a thing, Trump wrote on his Truth Social post. The post linked to a Truth Social account that grabbed a digital image of a young Ron DeSantis with a bowl haircut, surrounded by 3 young women. One of them has her arm around the now Florida governor, is smiling, and appears to be holding a brown glass bottle. Looks like a bottle of beer. The hit comes as Ron DeSantis has been rising in the polls and lining up influential supporters. I'm reading from the Daily Mail, by the way. This is in many other publications as well. To drive home the point, President Trump also reposted a message by a user named Dong Chan Lee, who wrote that Ron DeSantis was having a drink party with his students when he was a high school teacher. Having drinks with underage girls and cuddling with them certainly looks pretty gross. And I don't even know how to pronounce this word. It has more letters in it than any word I've ever said. Ephibotophila something-esque, which is a term relating to attraction to adolescents. Neither post contained evidence that the girls pictured were underage or establishes that anyone photographed was illegally consuming alcohol. The Daily Mail has not been able to verify the photos. Lee describes himself as a Trump supporter. The image, which blurs the identity of the people surrounding Governor DeSantis, appears to come from a 2021 blog post by HillReporter.com. The post cites a whistleblower who said the girls pictured are believed to have graduated high school in 2002, making them seniors at the time. DeSantis, now age 44, taught history and government at the Darlington School in Rome, Georgia, during the 01-02 school year. He was fresh out of Yale, and the students described him as smart, smug, charismatic, and a jock. The New York Times made reference to the blog post in its own article about DeSantis' time at the school, neither confirming nor knocking down the details of the incident. Last year, Hill Reporter, a blog put out by a Democrat super PAC, published a photograph of Ron DeSantis taken with several female students from Darlington in 02, one of whom was holding what appeared to be a bottle of beer, according to the paper. Two former students, both women, remembered DeSantis attending at least two parties where alcohol was served. But they said that the parties took place after graduation, which they were still underage, okay? They're under 21. But they said the parties took place after graduation, and they were not bothered by his presence at the time, although they question it now. It was his first job out of Yale. He was cute. We really didn't think much about it, one of the former students said, according to the New York Times. Trump's attack comes as DeSantis has been rising in the 2024 polls. Okay. On our last show before our cruise, we had Christina Bobb, Trump's personal attorney, on the program. And I asked her, I said, Christina Bobb, I said, every day there's a story in the news of Trump going after DeSantis, DeSantis going after Trump. Is that fake news? Or are they best buds still? And she says, no, it's not fake news. She said DeSantis is planning on running again. He has not announced, but he's planning on running against President Trump in the primaries, and he's being courted by these Republican establishment donors. And Trump has been giving him some warnings. And this is a big one. And one thing I know about Trump, he doesn't start with the best, right? This is a warning, and it builds and builds and builds and builds. You know, when you're a man, you got to be careful. You know, on our cruise last week, okay, I take pictures with people on our cruise. I never put my arm or touch a woman that I take a photograph with, right? And some of you may know that. And also, I don't dance with anyone on the cruise. A couple reasons. I don't want to disrespect my wife and dance with other women. But an innocent dance, you get a picture. Next thing you know, they're making Stormy Daniels allegations, right? So, it's a couple of things. And in fact, a week ago today, we had this catamaran sailboat ride, and a bunch of the wives in our group were on the bow of the boat, and they said, Brian, come on down and take a picture with us. And I said, no. And I did when my daughter joined me. So there's a picture of me with the wives with my daughter in the picture. So, when you're a guy, you got to be smart about taking pictures with people. And there was one woman, I didn't talk to her about it, but one woman in our group, married woman, innocently asked me to dance. And I said, no. And she tried to drag me out, and I said, no. And I didn't explain to her why, but, and I know she was a little put off by it, and I saw her the next, and I just didn't get a chance to explain it to her. But you're not going to, it's not going to happen, because these things can happen. Now, this photograph could be completely innocent, but Should a high school teacher be at a party with high school kids? I don't think so. I don't care how young the teacher is. There's not enough of an age gap, okay? He's not like a teacher of elementary school kids and they're at the Blues Clues party, okay? This is a party with high school girls that are like 18, and it doesn't look good. I'm not saying he did anything inappropriate here, although being at the party itself would be inappropriate, I must say. But, you know, it's not good. And it's not good that President Trump did this. There's something, for President Trump to do this means DeSantis plans on breaking his word and running against Trump. So there's only one opening on our board. I want to take your calls on this very specific thing with Ron DeSantis, although you were very much welcome to call in about the Sarah Huckabee comments that I talked about in the first few segments of the hour. But I want to hear your thoughts on this news story with Ron DeSantis and President Trump posting this out there. You know, President Trump keeps giving Ron DeSantis warnings, and this isn't good. This is not a good look. Every line on the board is lit. Our number, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. You know, Valentine's Day right around the corner, and of course, MyPillow.com has incredible Valentine's Day gifts. The bathrobes, the MyPillow bathrobes, which my wife and I got for the first Valentine's Day there was when they had them at MyPillow.com, are at their lowest price ever, just $59.98 with our promo code CANE at checkout at MyPillow.com. And mine, I paid well over $100 for each of mine. They have a whole bunch of new colors. And by the way, this $59.98 goes for all sizes, all colors, the heavy robe, the light robes, the robes for men, the robes for women. It covers all of it. And they make great Valentine's Day gifts. And at this price, $59.98, you can get his and hers. And you really should. And of course, the MyPillow, My Slippers are $100 off with our promo code CANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, just $49.98. And they have a whole bunch of new sizes. For the ladies, they have smaller sizes, a whole bunch of new colors. And for the men, they have Mike Lindell has come out with a whole bunch of new sizes that are big and wider than ever before. So go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code CANE at checkout, and do your Valentine's Day shopping. You can also order by phone toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code CANE, K-A-N-E. All right, every line on our board is lit. We're going to take our break for the top of the hour, come back with your calls, and I want to hear your thoughts on both of these subjects I brought up so far. Lots happened since yesterday, huh? Oh, boy. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is our number. It's a toll-free call. If you're on hold, stand by. Phone's very busy, hard to get through today. 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by...
I know. It's insane, isn't it? Wow. Wow. Well, I'm with Trump for life, okay? I am with President Trump for life. So, you know, well, I got to go turn the AC down. It is really hot in here. I'll be right back, guys. Make sure you like the video. There's over 1,000 people in the chat and just over 300 likes, so make sure you guys like the video. I'm sitting down, which I don't normally do because I'm still sick and I just can't use too much energy standing up, so it's a little awkward. Everything, I'm used to standing up, so it's a little awkward. But this is, I mean, this is like a crazy Just crazy. This thing with DeSantis and Sarah Huckabee. I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, this is one of my favorites. It's not my favorite Trump hat. My favorite one's the one that's Trump sing. I'm about 80% well. You know. But yesterday I was on the verge of collapse during the show. I've never not been able to finish a show. The Dayquil is making me paranoid. These are stories in the news. What am I supposed to ignore them? You know? I mean, this thing with DeSantis, okay? One of the biggest themes we have going right now is this anti-groomer business, you know? And when you've got an adult man right out of college going to a party with his high school students, even if they've already graduated and they just graduated and they're underage drinking, yes or no, does that fit into the grooming category? What do you think? Would that fit? If that was a Democrat, you know, if that was Newsom and not DeSantis, I mean, as a parent, what would you think if you had one of your daughter's teachers at one of their high school parties? The party may have been innocent. High school kids have beer parties, but I didn't have any teachers showing up at my high school beer parties. Did you guys? Nope. Yeah, I was in high school in the 80s. I graduated high school in 89. But we didn't have teachers at our parties. Yeah, got the picture in the thumbnail of the video here. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. I never was at a high school party where there was a teacher. Ever. Ever. Off school grounds with beer? No way. No way.
Retirement strategy where your money wasn't all at risk. I have guaranteed options to keep your money safe without losing a penny.
Well, look in the picture. They're in the thumbnail. There's over 1,000 of you in the chat, only about 400 likes. Make sure you guys like the videos, and if you're new, please subscribe.
By going to jupiterjoe.com or calling 561-743-0999. Get a copy of my free book, Retirement Know-It-All, by going to jupiterjoe.com.
Tell me, here's a yes or no question. Is this picture of Ron DeSantis bad? Yes or no? Is it a bad look? Yes or no? The picture of Ron DeSantis, is it a bad look? Yes or no? When you're running for office. This would have come out before. Oh. Is it a good look? Is it a bad look? No. Is it a bad look? Yes or no? I say yes, it's a very bad look. No. 50. Come on.
Off your in-store purchase of $100 or more. Again, text BABY to 42229 for $20.
Yeah, it's very bad look.
Bye, baby. Welcome to parenthood.
Progressive presents Adjusted to the Suburbs.
I never thought about space in
Very
an
bad look.
apartment, but in this house, all I see is empty space. Sofa and ottoman look like tiny islands.
Every
in a
line on the board is lit.
I could get 2 ottomans in the living room, but then I'd need another sofa. I could tell people I'm into minimalism.
Anyway, when you save the Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of Adjusted to the Suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided in service by affiliates and third-party insurers. Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back. It's Wednesday. Oh, man. Full board of calls. Every line on the board is lit at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I've covered some very scandalous stuff today. Oh, man. And I'd like you to very much stick with the topics I brought up so far. We'll get into the State of the Union later. The Sarah Huckabee scandal, which is huge, and now what President Trump has done with Ron DeSantis. Just let me recap. Then I'll go to the phones for people that are just tuning in. In her State of the Union response, Sarah Huckabee said, it's time to move on to the next generation of Republican leaders, which means move on from Trump. And then yesterday, President Trump posted on Truth Social a picture of Ron DeSantis when he was a high school teacher in a photograph with high school girls at a beer party. Underage girls, under 21, by the way. They may have been 18, but they were under 21 with beers in their hands. And, oh my goodness, I mean, this is just craziness that's going on. And, you know, listen, you cross Trump, this is what's going to happen. I'll never cross Trump. I'm with President Trump for life. So let's go to our very busy phones and hear what you all think. But I'd like to stick with the topics I brought up so far. Fridays are open phones, guys, okay? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Nancy, and I'm from Fishers, Indiana.
All right, Nancy in Indiana. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm a mega girl, and I love Trump, and yeah, I was watching Sarah on TV last night, and I noticed there was a line going across right underneath her neck. I took a video of it. And there's a gap there, and it opens and closes. Scars don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
A scar? Okay. But I just...
She's had her thyroid removed. That's her thyroid was removed. Yeah. What did you think it was? What did you think it was?
I did not know, and I was so bothered last night by that.
Yeah, she had her thyroid removed by a butcher of a surgeon.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that, because it bothered me so bad last night, and I thought, oh, this person has a mask on. Maybe it's not her.
Oh, you thought it was a line of... Come on, you thought that it might not have been her, that it was someone wearing a mask, and the line was the bottom of the mask?
Well, I've seen a lot of videos where people take a mask off, and it looked real, and it really wasn't them. So
No, it was her.
I thought that could be it.
That was her throwing Trump under the bus.
Yeah, it sure was, man. I think I agree with you then. Yeah, that's too bad.
All right, take care. Oh, boy. No, that was her. That was her. Oh, man. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is our number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. How are you this morning?
Doing all right, Richie?
Better.
I can only be better than I was yesterday.
Yeah, you were really in bad shape. Listen, I think the only qualified person at this point, not the only, but the most qualified person for President of the United States is President Trump. He did it before. He's a businessman. I like him in the White House. Get that out of the way. I don't like the cheap shots. I think that was such a low blow. I mean, he could go against DeSantis on his accomplishments and his experience in life and everything else. But for him to pull up crap like that, I just don't think it's. I think it's
really okay. So let me ask you this: if he would have, I went to a lot of beer parties in high school. There were never school teachers there. If that was Gavin Newsom with high school girls at a party with beer that were students of his, would you say the same thing? Oh, that's beneath Trump posting this picture of Gavin Newsom with the high school girls. Would you say?
I don't think a Republican should attack another Republican personally.
Hold on. Well, his record's good, Ron DeSantis. But remember when President Trump called him Ron DeSanctimonious, he was giving him a warning that there were things out there, and he continues, according to Christina Bobb, making plans on running against Donald Trump.
I understand that, but President Trump should stand above that and not feel threatened by him running against him or anybody else running against him. The best man will win, and I believe Trump is the best man.
Well, the best man doesn't go to high school parties with underage girls and drink beer with them.
In other words, you throw away his governorship and what he's done as a governor in Florida, because he had one party he went to.
If he would back if he would back out of the race and endorse Trump, this would be forgotten.
Oh, that is okay. Listen, I want to bring up Sarah Huckabee. Did you look at the gallery last night of the? And I'm 74 years old, man. The average age in that gallery looked like my grandparents, except for the Republicans. And President Trump hasn't nominated too many.
Something new. I didn't know about
Most
this.
of his candidates he's nominated and he's endorsed have been young people. I believe they do need a change of the whole thing has to be changed because the country's running terribly with all these old farts. And most of them are Democrats, by the way. You just have to look over there. It's really ridiculous. Every one of them, they can hardly walk. They look like my grandmother. So the bottom line is, I think that was an excellent speech, and I believe that you, on the other hand, if Sarah Huckabee was nominated by President Trump, you'd be saying, oh, I love her now. You say she's full of herself, but at the same time, if Trump nominates her to be his running mate, you'll love her. And be honest.
I'll love anything Donald Trump does. Yeah, of course. I mean, give me a break. Yeah, all right. I mean, I don't know what that means. Oh, man. No, Sarah Huckabee, in my opinion, said it's time to move on from Donald Trump. And I'm going to play the clip again after the break for people that are just tuning in. And she is very full of herself. I'll play the whole clip. We'll go through it again. These are important things. I can't spend my time talking about the lies of Biden. Okay? I mean, that's boring. What would you guys rather do? Talk about the topics I brought up so far this morning? Or me go through the laundry list of lies that Biden told? I mean, come on. Like, give me a break. No. We have people out there that are challenging our great president, Donald Trump. And we got to get our movement together and tell these people they're not ready for prime time. All right. We're going to take our first break of the second hour. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. There's only one opening on our very busy board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. We will be back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.9 and 106.9.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Deborah. I'm just calling for DeSantis to stop running against Trump and endorse the man. That's what I'm calling for. Oh, my goodness. Well, what we're talking about are Ron DeSantis and Sarah Huckabee been co-opted by the rhinos.
Exciting news. Come to Will For You and get the white glove treatment on all Cortec luxury vinyl floors. Only at Will For You. We offer a 100-day satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like your Cortec floor, you can return it for another product. You can also get a year's supply of Encore floor cleaner. Top that off with very special low prices on the entire collection of Cortec and interest-free financing. First in style and durability.
I tell you, when you get well, when you're under the weather, it's like feels so good. I just have to be careful not to push myself too much, or I don't want to have a relapse.
$49.98, just $19.98 with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. I've tried every pillow too. Pillow, bamboo pillow, and a bunch more. None of them worked.
Yeah.
My first night's sleep with the My Pillow. And patented fill inside adjusts to your exact individual needs. It keeps your neck aligned, holds it in shape all night long, no matter your sleep position. So you get the best night's sleep with no tossing and no turning. So you wake up in the morning refreshed and ready.
Don't you think they could put Kamala on some phone books or something? She looked like a little kid sitting up there, didn't she? She looks so tiny.
You can also order over the phone, 1-800-716-4879.
If Kamala Harris was going to sit on some books to make herself taller, what books would she sit on other than the phone book? What do you think? What books might Kamala have around that she could stack and sit on?
1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. It's Wednesday, February 8th. Okay, you know, Dr. Appleton has rid me and many of you of pain. It's absolutely amazing, right? My knee pain gone, my arthritis pain gone from his laser away pain treatment. You know, Dr. Appleton is a chiropractor, and he does more than just that very effective laser away pain treatment. He also can help you if you have been in an accident, any kind of accident, a car accident, a slip and fall. In fact, if you call Dr. Appleton, you've been in an accident, you call him, you'll be seen by him today. There's no appointment necessary, and walk-ins are welcome. He's open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. But get this, you've been in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall, you're in pain, you call today, you'll be seen today, and he'll also, Dr. Appleton, provide you with free transportation from your home to your office and back home after. Today. Isn't that something? I've never heard of a doctor. Have you guys ever heard of a doctor doing that? I've never heard of that. Free transportation, too. It's amazing. I wish when I had my car accident years ago, I knew Dr. Appleton then, because I was going to treatment after my accident, and I missed a lot of treatments because I couldn't drive. I couldn't get a ride. And it was difficult. That's not a problem with Dr. Appleton. He's offering free transportation to and from his office. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the radio. All right, callers on hold, stand by. For people that are just tuning in, I want to play this Sarah Huckabee stuff. Okay, now Sarah Huckabee is being celebrated today. She gave the response to the State of the Union, and I think Sarah Huckabee said it's time to move on from President Trump. I got 2 clips of her. This is the first one. Sarah Huckabee Sanders in her response.
America is great because we are free. But today, our freedom is under attack, and the America we love is in danger. President Biden and the Democrats have failed you, and it's time for a change. A new generation of Republican leaders are stepping up.
Wow. Okay, so that's one time she said it, right? A new generation of Republican leaders are stepping up, and then later...
Between right or left. The choice is between normal or crazy. It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership.
Wow, it's time for a new generation of Republican leadership. Not a new generation of Republicans, of new leadership. Donald Trump is the Republican leader, and he has been since 2016. Is Sarah Huckabee saying it's time to move on from Trump? I believe she is. One opening at 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Doug.
Hey, Doug.
You know, this certainly is not very nice of her. If she is throwing him under the bus, it seems like, man, because, well, first of all, I think maybe she's not. But then again, if Trump starts having his rallies, he'll put an end to all of this, and we'll see that everybody wants President Trump and not Ron DeSantis or anybody else. You know, so if he starts his rallies, I think that's going to be the cure, and everybody's going to start being Trump again.
Well, she didn't say a new generation of Republicans. She said of Republican leadership. Who's the leader? It's Trump.
That's right. Yeah, that was. I mean, Trump endorses. I can't take people who are not loyal, and that they are unloyal to me, man. Trump should be very annoyed if she said what she said. But I'm hoping she's going to walk it back and mean what she wants to.
Yeah, but but when she walks it back, can we trust her from that point forward?
No, not for sure. We got to watch out for her. I can't believe that she could be disloyal.
And you know, people gotta now. And there's a couple other things. First off, I was telling you guys yesterday before I, had my problem, that a couple weeks ago I saw her interviewed, and she was asked if she would endorse President Trump for 2024. She wouldn't do it. Well, I'm busy doing the work that the people of Arkansas elected me to do. They asked her a couple times, okay? So she refused to endorse Trump. Now we got this. These speeches are written and rewritten and rewritten and rehearsed and rehearsed and rewritten and rehearsed. This isn't saying something and having a slip of the tongue. Every utterance is very deliberate in a speech like this.
Yes, without a doubt, this is a plan. I don't like backstabbing people. If that's what she's doing, then I'm done with her too. But hopefully, Trump will get it out.
Now, what do you think about Trump posting this picture of high school teacher Ron DeSantis at a beer party with high school girls?
Well, it certainly doesn't look good for DeSantis to do something like that. But then again, I don't think people will really matter that much to them.
Really? You don't think it's going to? Well, a few things you have to understand. President Trump is great at many, many things. But I think what he's best at more than anything is media messaging and marketing. He's a brander. He's a marketer. You know what I mean? And what he understands is you don't start with your biggest, right? You don't start with your biggest thing. You build up to it. You put a little thing out there, you build, and then finally, boom, you come in. I've been to a lot of high school beer parties when I was in high school. I don't remember school teachers there.
Never happened to me yet.
No. Mm-mm.
First of all, it's really starting to annoy me now that DeSantis is not saying one way or the other. I mean, if he wants to run, say he's running. If he doesn't want to run, say he's not running, and get it over with, because this is really getting to be too much.
Well, President Trump is trying to get Ron DeSantis to do the right thing.
Doubt, and hopefully he will do the right thing and come out and finally say, I'm backing President Trump. I'm not running. I'll be running in the next cycle, and that'll be it. But he doesn't want to do it for some reason, and I don't know why. But
yeah. So let me ask you, last week when I was on the cruise and Steve and I, we weren't here, who'd you call every day last week at 7:15? I know. Think about that one. Okay, that's just, just asking. I know. Got to get a little jab in there. All right. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-GO-CANE 1. This picture with Ron DeSantis, I'm just thinking. I'm looking at this picture with him with the girls, and you can see in the picture, the girls' faces are blurred out. But this was taken at someone's house, this beer party, in a kitchen. It looks like kitchen cabinets. Were the parents home? That's important. With parents home, I don't know. I just know this. This is not a good look. It's not a good look. I love Ron DeSantis. I don't want to be in a position of criticizing Ron DeSantis. And please don't misunderstand me. I am not criticizing Ron DeSantis. Okay? Donald Trump is trying to get him to do the right thing. Trying to get him to do the right thing. That is not run against him as he said he would never do. Okay? And endorse him. Same goes for Sarah Huckabee. Now, after the bottom of the hour break, I'm going to move into some more things, and we'll get into the State of the Union and some other things. But your calls are still welcome on these two topics, Sarah Huckabee and Ron DeSantis. You're very welcome to call in about. I want to be wrong about Sarah Huckabee very much, okay? But I think what she said is pretty clear. And I'm not happy with her arrogance when she went through her resume of self-importance. This is the worst. Let me just go through this a little bit.
The first to admit, President Biden and I don't have a lot in common. I'm for freedom. He's for government control. At 40, I'm the youngest governor in the country. And at 80, he's the oldest president in American history. I'm the first woman to lead my state. And he's the first man to surrender his presidency to a woke mob that can't even tell you what a woman is.
Okay. Now, everything she says about Biden's true. But the arrogance that she thinks she is there on accomplishment. She's there because her daddy was governor, her daddy got her the job with Trump, and Trump endorsed her. She is not an accomplished woman, okay? She thinks she's Wonder Woman here. You're not Wonder Woman. You're not Carrie Lake. You're not Sarah Palin. You got there through nepotism, connections. You didn't earn anything, okay? And then you give a speech where you throw our great president, Donald Trump, under the bus. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Your calls are welcome at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Your day is off to a great start. We're going to see a daytime high today of about 80.
There's not an innocent picture with a high school teacher at a party with beer at someone's house with high school girls, okay? There's no such innocent picture. I mean, what do you guys think? My goodness. When my daughter was in high school, if she came home and I found out there were male high school teachers at the party with the girls drinking the beer.
And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club. In the Palm Beaches, the major expressways are crashed.
I'm sorry. I love Ron DeSantis, but you know. Did he buy the beer? You never know. You never know. It doesn't help. The girls admit it, yes. They interviewed a couple of the girls, and they said yes. They were in high school. One of them said they didn't think much of it at the time, but looking back, they do. A graduation party. Oh my gosh. Well, we'll see what happens. See if there's some developments. Kathy and I have a podcast today. We'll see if there's some developments. I have never, when I was in high school, I went to a lot of parties from different high schools. I had friends at all the local high schools. I didn't see teachers there. Mm-mm. I'm not saying he did anything. Being there is inappropriate. I'm not saying he did anything with the girls, but just being there is inappropriate.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rabbi David calling. Hey, I'm calling today about something not political, but something very personal, and I gotta thank you. My mother called me up literally crying. You know how it is for someone to get a mother crying? With excruciating pain in her shoulder. She had physical therapy. She actually went to the doctor, rheumatologist, had shots, and I didn't know what to do. Like, you know, your mother calls you up crying. I remembered from the show, of course, that you guys have this Dr. Appleton. I took her down there last week. She wasn't able to sleep before this. She took her last Friday. She slept Saturday half the day away because she didn't have any pain anymore. I couldn't believe it. I'm my mother's hero now.
Well, these are the kind of things they'll use against him to destroy him if he got the nomination. Don't you see? All these, I'll talk about this when I get back.
Rabbi David did. Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain. 954-977.
There were always, in high school, inappropriate parents that let their kids have booze and smoke. Doesn't mean it's right, and the teacher still shouldn't be there. Mm-mm. Well, I can't wait to see what happens. I'd be talking about things years ago. I'd be talking about Iran-Contra today. I can't wait to see how things happen. But today we're going to talk about what happened with Iran-Contra. This is not a history show. This is a current events news program. When we talk about ab scam, give me a break.
Back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, welcome back. Callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Oh, man, it's Wednesday morning, February 8th. Oh, man, I feel a lot better today, I'm here to tell you, thankfully. Okay, now this, before I move on, and I will get to your calls, this thing with Ron DeSantis, we know they were high school girls because 2 of them have been interviewed anonymously. And one of them said they didn't think anything of it at the time, but looking back, they do. Okay, got 2 clips I want to play. The first one is of Joe Biden, the Paul Pelosi moment last night at the State of the Union. Oh, hold on, guys. Got to rewind it. There we go.
Assail and unleash the political violence, the home of the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, using the very same language the insurrectionists used as they stalked these halls and chanted on January 6th. Here tonight in this chamber is a man who bears the scars of that brutal attack, but is as tough and as strong, as resilient as they get. My friend Paul Pelosi. Paul's king.
Oh, okay. All right. So here we have, okay, Paul Pelosi. We all know you're not gay now, okay? Oh, my goodness. So, what Biden's doing there is blaming, he's calling the attack on Paul Pelosi an extension of January 6th. Okay? So give me a break, this guy. Outrageous. All right. Now, this one's unrelated to everything, and I want to throw this around. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was defending Ilhan Omar in comments that she's made. Now, Ilhan Omar was taken off the committees because she can't be trusted. She's got connections to people that you don't want to have information, okay? That's, and she's anti-Semitic and she's anti-American and all of that too. Joe Rogan was defending Ilhan Omar and said something that sounds anti-Semitic. Not to me, but to others. Others are saying that Joe Rogan made an anti-Semitic comment. And I'm going to play this for you. And I want you to let me know. And Joe Rogan, by the way, is a big deal. He's got the largest online podcast audience in the world, okay? And so he reaches a lot of people. I'm going to play this clip of Joe Rogan in his defense of Ilhan Omar. And you let me know if what he says in your mind is anti-Semitic. And if Rabbi David's out there listening, I'd like to hear from Rabbi David, but I want to hear from Jews in this audience. Is what Joe Rogan says here anti-Semitic or not? Let's listen to it.
Sitting next to Ilhan Omar, where she's apologizing for talking about it's all about the Benjamins.
Yeah.
Which is just about money. She's talking about
She
money.
shouldn't have apologized.
That's not an
it.
anti-Semitic statement. I don't think that is. It's about Benjamins or money. The idea that Jewish people are not into money is ridiculous.
Listen.
It's like saying Italians aren't into pizza.
Okay. Saying Jews are not into money is like saying Italians are not into pizza. I think we need to get the Italian Anti-Defamation League in on this too. Is that anti-Semitic, what Joe Rogan says here?
But Benjamins are money. The idea that Jewish people are not into money is ridiculous.
Listen.
It's like saying Italians aren't into pizza.
Wow. Is that anti-Semitic? It's certainly walking that line. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I want to hear what you all think about this. A lot of craziness has happened in the last 24 hours. 1-888-GO-CANE-1's the number. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi there.
Yeah. Mask Lady, turn the volume down of whatever device you're listening to us on.
Shut the door.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, well, I agree with you about Sarah Huckabee. I'm very disappointed in her. Very. I don't even like her anymore. But as far as Donald Trump with Ron DeSantis, I thought that was beneath him. It was childish. And I don't think he should have said that. Or, you know, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I mean, is his past lily white? As much as I love him, you know?
Okay, all right, let's slow down. Let's talk about this. So you're telling me that there are photographs of Donald Trump drinking beer with high school students of his?
Brought up that he was cheating on his wife with Marla Maples. You know what I'm saying?
All that's been out there. Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me tell you what this is all about. It's about a few things. One, Ron DeSantis has betrayed Donald Trump by running. Okay, when he said it. Okay, that's one. Well, let me finish my thought, Mask Lady. Okay, we're here till 9. At least today. Yesterday, another story. One of the things that we keep hearing is that Donald Trump isn't liked. Ron DeSantis is perfect. He's liked. He's electable. And I've been telling you guys for a year since this MAGA divide was created by the Never Trumpers in the media, that the media are going easy on Ron DeSantis, giving him a free ride so he looks like a great guy that will have no trouble and will coast into the office, but they're giving him a free ride and protecting him. And what Donald Trump is doing here really is trying to help Ron DeSantis. This is with this story right here, which has been confirmed by a couple of the girls in the photograph. This is the beginning of what would be the end of a presidential run for Ron DeSantis. If he were the nominee, they would be tearing him up on this kind of thing. It would be over for him.
Well, I still agree with Richie. I think it was beneath President Trump to bring up something so ridiculous.
Wait a minute. What is ridiculous about an adult teacher of high school students being at a beer party with his students who are underage? How's that minor? How's that not a big deal?
Well, I think that was ridiculous, bringing something up that has happened how many years ago? I mean...
Well, it happened after how many years ago? I mean, what does that mean? It happened after 9/11. That's not recent enough history? 02.
What can I say? I think that was just beneath him to pull out something like that.
All right.
As far as Omar, I'm very glad. I couldn't stand her. But the man referring to, he's right. Who's not into money or, it's kind of funny what he said, but I don't think there was anything really wrong.
You think it's funny? Are you a Jew?
No.
Okay. Well, I need to hear from Jews. I want to hear from Jews if they think it is anti-Semitic. Borderline?
I can't say it's anti-Semitic. It was just kind of a funny thing about the pizza and
Money is to Jews what pizza is to Italians.
Well, who's not into money? I mean, let's face it.
Well,
No, but I'm so glad with Omar. She was a horror. She's
still, she's still around. She's not a was. She's still in Congress. No, see, I don't think you guys realize President Trump with this photograph of Ron DeSantis with the underage high school girls is helping Ron DeSantis. Did you understand? Think about this. I've never, someone running for president, I want you to, I know we've got the sniffer with Joe and all that stuff. Biden's the exception. Have you ever seen a photograph of a presidential candidate with underage high school students wearing tight shirts and beer at a private home party like that before? Think about what they would do to that, to him. It would be over for him. They would be up there in Georgia doing a whole background, interviewing everyone. They'd find out where the beer was bought. They'd find out the party. They'd interview the parents. They would track down the girls. They would find other students just to ask them if he had beer with them. Do you understand where this would go? It would be over it would be over. Let's see. Yeah, we got time. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ron from Lake Worth.
Hey, Ron.
Ryan, you're scared to death of DeSantis, and so is Trump. Okay? That's all this is about. Okay? Trump is not going to get the nominee for the Republican Party. DeSantis is going to get it, and you're pissing off a lot of people by down DeSantis.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I love Ron DeSantis. I love Ron DeSantis. Yes, I do.
About him. Okay? You don't even know if it's true. Okay? What's going on?
Well, President, excuse me. Is it appropriate or inappropriate for a high school teacher to be at a beer party at a private home with underage girls drinking beer?
Well, I don't know the story.
Give me the story where it's a. Give me the scenario where that's okay.
If that's the worst thing you got on DeSantis.
No. Give me the scenario. Give me the scenario where that's okay.
Where it's okay? I don't know. The high school kids? I don't know.
Yeah.
School kids?
Yeah, because two of them were interviewed. Two of No. Two of them. Two of them were interviewed. One of them said she didn't think much of it at the time, but looking back, she does.
If that's the best they can get on DeSantis, he's got.
Well, here, listen. He's got my vote. He's got my vote too. Not over Trump. But don't you understand what would happen if you got a presidential candidate who's the nominee of the party, and then you've got pictures like this coming out? A Republican, it's over for them.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not even close.
All right.
Not even close.
Okay.
And I'm telling you right now that Trump's not going to get the nomination.
Everybody you talk to. Well, hey, listen. If I go around and talk to Trump haters, I'll have a 100% poll too that says, I know.
Big time Trumpers.
Just like you, Trumpers. Listen. Hold on a second. Trumper is a derogatory term. It's like the N-word. Trumper is derogatory. MAGA do not call themselves Trumpers. You blew your cover. We'll be back after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Blew his cover. Blew his cover. Oh my goodness. He blew his cover. His friends are all Trumpers, and he's a Trumper. Oh my goodness. I think Trump is helping DeSantis by telling him he's going to destroy his reputation if they oppose this. I mean, my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, great show today. Great calls. But that guy, and the mask lady, she knows Richie and I have conflicts, so she bonds with Richie. I agree with Richie. You're a jerk, Brian. That's, it's true. That's right. listen, the photo is an example of what he would be dealing with. I got to explain this when we get back. I'll explain again when I get back. This isn't college, though. This is high school. Well, it's good it's bypassing that one line, so that yesterday it wasn't doing that. So as long as it does that, we're fine. Okay, that's okay. I couldn't see the callers. That's okay. Only about half of you have liked the video, so if you take issue with me, you're welcome to call in, you know.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I just got a message. Steve will be joining us at the top of the hour. Oh, man, okay. Oh, I got to tell you guys about EET, our fence and gate repair experts. They're absolutely amazing. You know, the work they did on Steve's fence and gate repair is amazing. And, you know, when you have a repair, and I've been telling you guys, these other companies don't do repairs, and I think most of you Floridians know this. We have a tropical storm or a hurricane, tree falls down, you know, you can't get, they won't do repairs. EET will. And what's important about the repair is that it matches the rest of your fence so people don't know that you had a big repair, you want it to match. They'll take care of that for you. But they don't just do repairs. If you need a new fence or a new gate, they'll handle that for you. And by the way, they'll beat any competitor's price. So if you have an estimate from another fencing company on a new fence or a new gate, EET will beat it. That's their promise. They give free estimates. No job is too small either. No matter how small the job, they'll do it. But also, no job is too big. If you have a huge community or an office complex and you need new fencing, a new gate, or a gate repair, or a fence repair on a huge condo community or an office complex, they can help you with that too. And they take extra good care of listeners of our radio station here. So give them a call. Have them give you a free estimate. 561-255-1170. 561-255-1170. That's 561-255-1170 for EET, our fence and gate experts. All right. So just let me get back to this thing with DeSantis. I'm not attacking Ron DeSantis. I love Ron DeSantis. Okay? I'm a huge fan of Ron DeSantis. I voted for him. I'll vote for him again. Not if he's running against Trump, but I'll vote for him in 2028. I'll be happy to vote for him. And I look forward to that. This picture with the high school girls is President Trump doing this isn't some dirty trick. He's doing a favor to Ron DeSantis. Okay? This is the kind of thing that the press have been holding on to. They gave him a free ride when he ran for re-election. You know, this photograph could have been the beginning of something that cost him re-election. We know the girls are high school girls because 2 of them have confirmed it, by the way. All right? So we know the photo's real. It's not a fake photo. The photo's real. Callers on hold, stand by. There's only one opening at 1-888-GO-KANE 1. 888-465-2631. I'll get to the phones in just a minute. Ron DeSantis, one of his biggest, I guess, platform pieces is his anti-groomer stance. Right? He just took over Disney World. He's taken over Disney with this Reedy Creek. He's taken over Walt Disney World here in Florida. They're no longer self-governing. He's taken strong positions. He just took, yesterday, he took a liquor license away from a gay club that had drag shows, and they were having underage kids there. He took their liquor license away. A huge part of what Ron DeSantis stands for, that we agree with and love him for, is his stance against groomers. If you're the leading anti-groomer guy, and there's photographs of you with underage girls that were students of yours as a high school teacher with beer, well, you know, that's a problem when you're running on a national ticket. Can you see a debate between Ron DeSantis and any Democrat nominee, Biden, Newsom, whoever, and we got one of these liberal jerks from NBC News moderating the debate, 3/4 of the debate will be that photograph. And by the way, the photograph will get bigger because we'll have identities and there'll be interviews. And God help us if any of those girls have grown up to be Democrats. Oh my goodness. Do you understand what I mean? President Trump is doing Ron DeSantis a favor. Do not oppose me. If you oppose me, I'm going to have to destroy your reputation, and there's a lot to work with. That's what President Trump is saying here. You can't be America's leading anti-groomer, and then we find out you were going to high school parties with high school girls when you were their teacher, drinking beer. There's a conflict there. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, that's the number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Is it me?
Sounds like you.
Hi, Brian. Okay, so I just wanted to respond to the last caller. I support the governor, as you said, but I don't think that he will get the nomination. There's many of us. I'm an immigrant here. There's many people that Donald Trump, if you look at TikTok videos at the moment, so many African Americans, so many Hispanic people that voted against Donald Trump in the last election can't wait to vote for Donald Trump again. Donald Trump has been the only Republican in the last 100 years that has grown the party as he has. Ron DeSantis does not have the support that Donald Trump has. And the problem Ron DeSantis has at the moment, he's involved with the swamp. People backing him are all swamp creatures, and that will put many of us off. If Ron DeSantis runs against Trump, he's basically going to ruin his political career, because I personally will never vote for him again. Because to me, he just looks like he's going to be part of the swamp as soon as he gets onto the national stage.
Yeah.
Supporting him.
Yeah, I know. Go on.
People supporting him, it's all swamp creatures. So to me, he just says, when he gets in, at his inauguration, the sort of person behind him was Jeb Bush. That is a red flag for me. I like Donald Trump because he is not part of the swamp. He's not interested in playing nice with the swamp, and his interest is everyday Americans, everyday America. So Ron DeSantis, if he does run against Trump, unfortunately, he's really going to ruin his career, because I personally will have a bitter taste in my mouth for him going forward.
That's right. All right, take care. Thanks for the call. Somebody in the YouTube chat room said during the break, Trump was at the Playboy Mansion. Well, was the Playboy Mansion filled with high school girls that he was the teacher of, or was it filled with adult women? There's a difference, people. There's a difference, don't you see? There's a difference. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I love DeSantis. I love him. But this is a problem. And if you don't see it, you're not being honest with yourself. I'm sorry. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. You're on the air. Once. Twice. All right. There we go. All right. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. All right. Well, Steve's going to be joining us after the top of the hour. Steve and I have not talked because we've both been under the weather, and I went to sleep when I got home yesterday and woke up just a couple times briefly in a daze to take Dayquil, and then I woke up this morning to do show prep. So Steve and I have not talked about any of the topics that I brought up today. I didn't call Steve before the show today because I got to get up a little earlier than Steve, and I didn't want to wake him and wanted to get some more sleep. So I don't know if Steve and I are going to be on the same page with these things. I don't think we will. I'm just guessing. I don't think we're going to be on the same page with the Sarah Huckabee or the DeSantis story. But your calls are certainly welcome on both of these topics as we get through the day. Now, I got to tell you guys, Valentine's Day, this is really amazing what's going on at Anne Marie's for Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine's Day falls during the week this year. And Valentine's Day is a weekend celebration, isn't it? You don't want to celebrate it during the week. If you want to do it right, you want to do it on the weekend. And Anne Marie's has an all-day Valentine's Day event going on. at Anne-Marie's in Pompano. They're having a Valentine's Day lunch and dinner. They're going to have heart-shaped pizzas, heart-shaped raviolis, and like with everything else at Anne-Marie's, the heart-shaped raviolis, they're homemade, okay? And this is going to go on all day and night. But Saturday night, Anne-Marie's is having a Valentine's Day party with live music that starts at 6:30 p.m. That's Saturday night, February 11th at Anne-Marie's. And they have a huge wine collection over there. They have an entire wine club, actually, at Anne-Marie's. So you can go and have a romantic dinner with the great homemade Italian foods at Anne-Marie's and great wine. And if you go there at night for the Valentine's Day party Saturday night, February 11th, this Saturday night, live music outside starting at 6:30. And they have live music regularly over at Anne-Marie's, and they have great acts over there. You'll have a great time. Anne-Marie's is, of course, located in Pompano on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road in the same plaza as the movie theater. If you have any questions, give them a call. And I don't know if they're taking reservations. You can ask when you call. 954-889-6600. 954-889-6600. 954-889-6600. And if you missed the number of any of our sponsors here on the program, if you go to our website, stevekaneshow.com, and go to the sponsor page, we list all of our sponsors and their contact information right there. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Helen from Kansas.
Hey, Helen.
Well, I agree with you that these people are basically trying to stab President Trump in the back. But like the Lord said that if the world hates you, you know that it hated him before it hated you. I mean, you're a real Christian servant. And like King David, look at all the people that he had to fight against that were backstabbed him all the time. And it's just...
Well, what? Tell me what you think specifically about this photograph with the high school girls with Governor DeSantis.
Oh my gosh. Our youngest son, my daughter had a art school teacher that was disgusting, a pervert. And even the principal defended him.
Well, yeah.
My youngest son, wanted to punch him out for the things that he...
Well, I'm not saying that Ron DeSantis did anything with any of these girls. No one's saying that. But just being there is inappropriate in that situation.
What the heck? You're an adult going to some kind of a beer party with a bunch of high school girls.
Your students, yeah. Mm.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, it's not appropriate. All right, Helen, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. All right, you're listening to the Steve Kane Show. 1 hour to go. It's Wednesday morning. I'm Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Steve will be joining us after the top of the hour, and we'll take more of your calls, and we got a lot more to talk about, too, back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK.
Hey guys, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and everyone like the video. There's over 1,000 of you in the live chat right now, and only about half of you have liked the video, so make sure you like the video. Under 21, he was their teacher, and that's underage. Someone just sent me a text. I'm not sure who this is. Brian, you're the Democrats' best friend. Last night, President Alzheimer gave his State of the Union speech, and you're spending the morning attacking Republicans. The Democrats wish they had 1,000 more just like you. Me personally, I think it's boring just to go, okay, here's the next lie. He's a liar. He's a liar. Listen to them call him a liar. Liar. Boring. I'm sorry. I'm not here to put people to sleep. I mean, what are the people suggesting? That I cover this stuff up? I don't think so. Give me a break. Oh boy. I told you guys, I've been with DeSantis a few times, and the last time at Wings Plus, he was a little full of himself. It was different than he used to be. I've talked about that many times. I still love DeSantis. I love him, but he's just got some very bad people whispering in his ear. That happens. I mean, what would they do, the national media, if he were our nominee with that photograph? I've never seen it before. They've been hiding it. It was reported in some sources a long time ago that the left have been hiding that. They want to save it to destroy him with. The New York Times and these other outlets have had this photograph apparently for quite some time. Oh, yeah. That photo would be devastating. Devastating. It's in my thumbnail on the YouTube video here. Oh, the media would have. It's in the thumbnail. That's the picture, but it's in the thumbnail. But it's in the thumbnail of the video. You know, that's what you guys are missing. What the media would do with that would be devastating. No, that was just bumping into each other. Oh, please. Oh, yeah, sure. CNN will agree with that. They won't spend 6 months on it, on CNN, if he's the nominee. It shows you what they plan on doing with it, the fact that they've been covering it up for so long. I haven't heard from any Jews on Joe Rogan.
Blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit CreonInfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
Parenting comes with a lot of questions. At Bye Bye Baby, we're here to help you fight for everything you expected and everything
President Trump posted it on his True Social yesterday. That's where I saw it. Oh, I just thought of something I want to say to Steve.
Back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Third and final hour of this Wednesday morning program has begun. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the air since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Steve joining us, first time back from the cruise. Hey, Steve. Oh, you sound better than you did yesterday.
It comes and goes.
You know, a lot. I just want to clarify with people a couple things here. Steve and I have both been sick this week, and I've taken at least 3 COVID tests. I took one on the way. You know, we got a sponsor that does COVID testing on the spot. They have all the, you know, any lab test now with Boca, you know. And on my way home, I took a COVID test. I wanted to make sure I didn't bring it home to my wife. And I've taken COVID tests every day that I've been home. I just had a head cold. But Steve and I, even though both of us were sick, we didn't get sick on the cruise. It was Saturday night when we left the ship. We went to that key party. And I think that's where we picked it up, Steve, at the key party. If anybody knows what that is.
Whatever it is.
The laugh breaks. That was a laugh in the form of a cough. But Google key party, guys, and you'll get a chuckle. And I'm sorry we didn't invite everybody to join us. All right, well, a lot has happened, and I've been talking about a lot of things today, and a lot of craziness, Steve, going on.
I've been listening.
You thought you were better. You thought you were better. Well, you know what you got to do? You got to sit up. Like I've been sitting up for the last few days. No, I mean, like, I've been sleeping sitting up all week to clear it all up, not laying down. I've been sleeping in my recliner.
Talk about my health.
Well, what are your thoughts on?
I don't know about my thoughts, but I can tell you it probably can be summed up by the fact that I was out cold 5 minutes after the debate started.
Oh, the State of the Union. Oh, the State of the Union. The only thing about the State of the Union that is noteworthy, and that's, you know, there's these other things that I find more interesting than Biden lied, and then let me play the next lie. He lied. Oh, look, he lied. You know, everyone's doing that. You know, if you have a hard time sleeping, you can listen to that commentary. There were a couple of moments, though, in the State of the Union that were interesting. The First Lady kissed the First Gentleman on the lips. Jill Biden, in the gallery, kissed Kamala Harris's husband on the lips. Never seen that before. Jill, not Joe. Joe might do it too. Jill Biden, Joe's wife, kissed Kamala's husband in the gallery on television on the lips. Yeah, the cameras cut away real quick for that one. I know, that was something. And then the other part is, I have some stuff, but I can't sit here and go through boredom. The other part of it is when Joe Biden wanted to make sure that everyone knew that Paul Pelosi is not a gay man. Let me play this. Paul Pelosi was sitting next to Bono in the gallery, and he was called out by our sniffer in chief.
Oh, with the then.
Oh, hold on, let me go.
Will not unleash the political violence. The home of the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, using the very same language the insurrectionists used as they stalked these halls and chanted on January 6th. Here tonight in this chamber is a man who bears the scars of that brutal attack, but is as tough and as strong, as resilient as they get. My friend Paul Pelosi calls him.
Okay, yeah, so Paul Pelosi was part of the January 6th attack, the Capitol breach, went out to San Francisco, and that was an extension of MAGA, that attack. And then Paul got up. So we all know you're not gay, Paul Pelosi, okay? That's not some hustler you picked up on the streets of San Francisco. Give me a break. But other than those two moments, I found the State of the Union to be uneventful and terminally boring. And I'm not going to sit here and fact check fast food workers not signing non-competes. I mean, give me a break. But President Trump gave his own response to the State of the Union last night, which I thought was pretty cool, and has never been done before. Let me just play a little bit of it.
Real State of the Union. Over the past 2 years under Biden, millions and millions of illegal aliens from 160 different countries have stormed across our southern border. Drug cartels are now raking in billions of dollars from smuggling poison to kill our people and to kill our children. Savage killers, rapists, and violent criminals are being released from jail to continue their crime wave. And under Biden, the murder rate has reached the highest in the history of our country. Biden and the radical Democrats have wasted trillions of dollars and caused the worst inflation in half a century. Real wages are down 21 months in a row. Gas prices have soared and are now going up much higher than even before. And the typical American family is paying $2,200 in increased energy and food costs each year. Joe Biden's weaponized Justice Department, and I'm a victim of it, is persecuting his political opponents. His administration is waging war on free speech. They're trying to indoctrinate and mutilate our children. He's leading us to the brink of World War III. And on top of all of that, he's the most corrupt president in American history, and it's not even close. But the good news is we are going to reverse every single crisis, calamity, and disaster that Joe Biden has created. I am running for president to end the destruction of our country and to complete the unfinished business of making America great again. We will make our country better than ever before, and we will always put America first. Thank you.
Yeah, that was President Trump's response. That was beautiful. Oh, he was on a roll yesterday.
Until yesterday, it's been kind of depressing listening to him. But
yeah. Well, listen, when we're going to take our break, and when we get back, I'm going to recap. I got one more. I do have one clip from the State of the Union, and I think only one I'm going to play of Biden. But I want to recap the Sarah Huckabee problem and a couple of other things as we go on. But I got to tell you, Steve, you got the same thing I have, which is that head cold. And you've got to get out of bed and sit up. I've been sleeping sitting up for 3 days, and that's why I'm well and you're not. Because if you lay down, all that stuff just stays there. You got to sit up and let it drain. And I know it's not comfortable, but that's what you got to do, because that's what I did.
I'm going to do just that.
Yep. All right, now listen, we're going to take our first break of the last hour of this Wednesday edition of Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. If you're on hold, stand by. There's one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. When we get back, I'm going to recap the Sarah Huckabee problem, and it's a big one. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the
Oh, boy. Someone just, Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Someone just tweeted me. I hope Trump wasn't listening to you today. What? I'm talking about what Trump put out there on True Social. So I don't know what he's talking about. State of the Unions are boring. They're boring. Don't you guys think they're all boring? Unless Trump's giving it, then it's awesome. But other than Trump's, they're boring. They showed Nancy when he called out Paul Pelosi. There we go. All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, when we were on our cruise last week, some of you on the cruise probably noticed I'm in my phone quite a bit. You know, my wife was at home when we were on the cruise, and she had various people staying with her. My father-in-law stayed, my mother and others stayed with her. But anytime there was any movement at my front door, I got a notification and was watching, no matter where we were. If we were in Tortola, if we were walking the streets of Old San Juan, if it was, you know, out on the ship on the high seas, I got a notification. In fact, my father-in-law was out in front of my house, and I got a notification, and I called my wife. I said, "What's your dad doing out there?" She said, "He's cleaning out the garage." And I said, "What's he?" And I knew all this because I've got that doorbell camera from Sloman's. And the last few days, because I've been sick, I haven't wanted to sleep with my wife and make her sick. I've been sleeping in the recliner in the living room, and there's been knocks at the door for things and deliveries. Like yesterday, I ordered from Walgreens some Dayquil and Twizzlers and some Vicks Vapor Rub, and the guy came to the door, and he didn't want to just leave it at the door, and I talked to him right through the doorbell camera and said, "Hey, man, you can leave it out there. I'll pick it up later." These doorbell cameras are absolutely amazing from Sloman's, and Sloman's will give you one for free. They'll tell you how when you call. I'm going to give you the number, and they'll tell you how you can get your free doorbell camera from Sloman's. You'll love it as much as I do. 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050. All right, the Sarah Huckabee problem. Did you hear this, Steve, at all earlier? Well, for people that are just tuning in, and if you're on hold, we'll go to the phone shortly. Bear with me. This is a problem, and I got two clips of her. Sarah Huckabee twice said something that makes me think she's saying it's time to move on from our great president, Donald Trump. Here's the first time. Now, you're going to agree with a lot of what she says here, and then she drops it. This is the first time. Listen.
America is great because we are free. But today, our freedom is under attack, and the America we love is in danger. President Biden and the Democrats have failed you, and it's time for a change. A new generation of Republican leaders are stepping up.
Okay, that's the first time. A new generation of Republican leaders are stepping up, and then later she gets into a little more detail. Listen to this. Listen to what she says here.
America is no longer between right or left. The choice is between normal or crazy. It's time for a new generation of Republican leadership.
It's time. This is Sarah Huckabee last night, and it's time for a new generation of Republican leadership. My understanding is Donald Trump is the leadership. So is she saying it's time to move on from Trump? Sounds like it to me.
I don't understand this, Brian. maybe you can explain it to me. She's getting ready to declare for the president.
Sarah Huckabee? That's new to me. She just became the governor of Arkansas. So she's thinking about running against Trump?
You didn't know this?
I think you might have been thinking about Nikki Haley. I haven't heard about Sarah Huckabee.
No, Sarah Huckabee.
She's going to run against Trump in the primary?
Of course.
Well, that's even a bigger betrayal. She's only where she is because of him.
Well, I think you're being overly harsh.
I don't think so. I think I'm being. Now that I know that, I think I've been giving her a free pass.
Yeah, let me ask you this: if she, assuming she is going to make a run for the presidency, how is she going to do that if she doesn't? The way you put it is throw Trump under the.
She's been governor for 3 minutes. You know, she just got elected governor of Arkansas like a week ago, practically. No. If she's running against him, that's a big problem. She's saying Donald Trump is our leader. We don't need new leadership. We got Donald Trump as our leader, and she's saying it's time to move on from Trump. That makes her a never Trumper.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I don't know what you expect her to do.
Get in line and wait till 2028. That makes her a never Trumper. She's saying it's time. We need new leadership, new Republican leadership. You know, she's not talking about that. No, I think I'm being mild. This is the deal. This is the deal here. She's full of herself. She is full of herself, and she's forgotten how she got where she is. Okay, and she's going down the same road as she may be thinking about being DeSantis' running mate. Now, now I expect her to walk this back because I know people are going to jump all over her on this since I brought it up this morning. I haven't heard anybody else get into this yet, but this just happened last night. She's being celebrated with this great response, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, whoa. What is she?
If she is planning on running for president and getting ready to announce or that she's going to form a campaign committee or something like that, is there anything wrong with both?
Yeah. Anyone who's running against Trump in the Republican primary is a never Trumper. They're not MAGA anymore. If you run against Donald Trump in the Republican primary, you are no longer MAGA. That goes for DeSantis, Sarah Huckabee, or anyone else. So this is the first I'm hearing of this part. If you run against Donald Trump in the primary in 2024, you are no longer MAGA. You're fake MAGA and a never Trumper.
So where you're probably right, is that she's probably has her eye on the vice presidency. As opposed.
Well, yeah, just for DeSantis. And she doesn't understand. Okay, let me play the beginning of this, because I was playing this earlier. She thinks she's an accomplished woman who's done all these things on her own. Listen to this.
First to admit, President Biden and I don't have a lot in common. I'm for freedom, he's for government control. At 40, I'm the youngest governor in the country. And at 80, he's the oldest president in American history. I'm the first woman to lead my state, and he's the first man to surrender his presidency to a woke mob that can't even tell you what a woman is.
Okay, now everything she said about Biden is true, but she's off a bit on herself. She's not an accomplished woman. She has this governorship because her daddy was governor and Trump endorsed her. She only got her job with Trump because Mike Huckabee endorsed Trump and made a deal with President Trump and got her the job. She thinks she's an accomplished woman. She's a nepotism baby who got where she is through favors and nepotism. And now she's thrown the man who's made her a household name under the bus, Donald Trump, and says it's time to move on from him. She's a traitor.
Well, I think it's taking it personal.
Well, when people oppose Trump, I take it personal every time. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm expecting her to walk this back very soon, probably today, because people are going to be all over this. Who are these new leaders she's talking about that are going to replace Trump? What is she talking about?
what the next year or so is going to be about, and that is to see how America is where America stands.
Wow. They stand behind Trump. All right, listen, we're going to take our break. We'll be back after this.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the Oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope your day is off to a great start. We're going to see a daytime high today of about 80 degrees. It's going to be skies, partly cloudy skies, dry conditions with winds still out of the east. I'm the WPD at 25 First Warning Meteorologist Sandra Shaw. Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Route 1 Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach. Palm Beach Patio Furniture. Voted in the best of the best patio.
Well, guys, call in and let me know what you think. I mean, I think that's the ultimate betrayal.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
In the Palm Beaches, the major expressways are still crash free. We're not seeing delays on 95 north and south on approaching Williamsburg Road. Also on the northbound side of I-95 coming from Deerfield.
Oh, my goodness. Did you see what happened with Romney and Santos? They got the lip readers out. This was hilarious. Oh, it's hilarious.
Traffic and service at Palm Beach Kennel Club. Reserve your tickets now for the big game party in the Paddock Restaurant. Featuring a delicious all-you-can-eat buffet.
I'm just sitting. I'm sitting down, which I never do, just because I'm still sick, just to preserve my energy. If I was standing up, I wouldn't be doing so well.
Enter to win today in KC's birthday sweepstakes with over $2,000 in cash and prizes. Go to pbkennelclub.com for more details.
I feel better today. And I feel like my voice is almost completely back. Not quite, but...
Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Would that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will help you set up doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist to make sure that you have your prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor.
Exactly.
A specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office,
I'm glad I'm feeling better too, Lisa. Thanks. Thanks, Kathy. Wynn.
you're in the hospital to make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve. And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too, and they can do the same for you. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326. 1-877.
I know what she said in a written speech that was rehearsed. Believe me, they knew exactly what they were saying in that speech.
I want to thank you guys once again. I've listened to this show since the mid-'80s. Thank you for introducing me to Dr. Appleton, Brian and Steve. I went in there last week. I had a knee problem, and one session I felt so much better. I brought my mother there yesterday. She has a problem with her right side or her arm. She's right-handed. She feels better. It's amazing. And for people out there that are dealing with pain, believe me, there is an alternative. Go in there for the free consultation. FREE free. You're going to lose. The only thing you'll lose is the pain that you're dealing with. Do not suffer. Go in there to see Dr. Appleton. The greatest visit of your life.
Give Dr. Appleton a call right now. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. Open Monday through Saturday. Appointments appointments not necessary, and walk-ins are welcome.
Well, that's what that great Florida orange juice is for. Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. I just got to rest a little bit during the breaks, guys. All right, here we go. Where are we?
Parenting comes with a lot of questions. At Bye Bye Baby, we're here to help you prep for everything you expected and everything you didn't.
I am doing better. Oh man, am I doing better? Yesterday was the first day that I've not been able to finish the show. I've done many shows sick. I've never had to put a tape on and not complete a show before. Not in my memory. It's been over 30 years.
Welcome to Parenthood. Now, back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here, and it's Wednesday morning, February 8th. Now, I was just listening to the commercial during the break with John, one of our listeners, sharing his great experience with Dr. Appleton. And Dr. Appleton and his laser wave pain treatment is amazing. He rid me of my years of suffering of knee pain, rid me of my arthritis. But you know, Dr. Appleton does more than just his laser wave pain treatment, which is so effective and does such a great job. He's a chiropractor. And if you've been in an accident, he can help you. If you've been in a car accident or a slip and fall, you call Dr. Appleton, you will be seen today. But listen to this, and this is really an amazing thing that Dr. Appleton is doing. Make sure I get his number right. I don't want to give out his cell phone number by accident. Okay, here's his number. Dr. Appleton, this is absolutely amazing. You've been in an accident, a slip, a fall, a car accident. You call him, you will be seen today. But when you're in an accident, sometimes it can be hard to drive. I mean, I had an accident a few years ago. I was almost killed in. I was in my Mini on 95 in a traffic jam, not moving. A girl hit me in the driver's side going 75 miles an hour. She almost killed me. And I went through treatment after that, and it was tough. I missed a lot of my treatments because I couldn't drive. You call Dr. Appleton, he will provide free transportation to and from the appointment with him. That's amazing. I've never heard of a doctor doing that before. Free transportation. Call him, you'll be seen today, and he'll provide the transportation for free to and from his office. That's amazing. Here's Dr. Appleton's number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. All right, now there was an interesting moment with Mitt Romney. This was good. They brought the lip readers out. Although you really didn't need to be a lip reader to catch all of this. But did you see this confrontation, Steve, between Santos and Mitt Romney? Oh, this was beautiful. He needed the lip readers to get Santos's response. But Mitt Romney, he went up to, because they're both in the chamber. And hold on, let me pull this up. Romney said, "You don't belong here," to Santos. And he used the A word. You're a word. He didn't use the H part at the end, just the donkey part, He said to Mr. He's like the Mormon Pope, right? He's this big religious leader. He won't have caffeine. He won't do anything. He looked at George Santos. "You don't belong here, and you're an A." And George Santos looked over at him and said, "You're a much bigger a-hole than I am." I love it. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. I love it. You could read Mitt Romney's lips easily. George Santos was a little more difficult. But I love that stuff. I mean, that's the great. The arrogance of Mitt Romney. He used to be a nice guy. We were at Wings Plus with Mitt Romney once when he was running against Obama. You know, he used to be such a great guy. And then he turned into this swamp. Well, I guess he always was. He just covered it up. He was just a slick politician. But that's beautiful. And I stand with George Santos. I'm sure most of what they say about him is true. But I'd rather have a lying Republican vote yay and nay when we need him to than any Democrat. Okay? So now that's just my thoughts on it. But I did play this clip earlier, and I've only gotten one response on this. But I'm going to play it again, and I'm looking for Jews in the audience to call and give me their thoughts on this. Okay? Joe Rogan, who has one of the largest audiences in America. He's got the #1 podcast in the world, Joe Rogan. And he was defending Ilhan Omar, who's been taken off of her committees and security clearances because people have some strange idea that she might give, the Muslim Brotherhood or ISIS classified information. I don't know why they think she would, but, people think that. And Ilhan Omar has been called an anti-Semite for things she's tweeted about Jews and Israelis, and it's all about the Benjamins. And Joe Rogan defended Ilhan Omar. And he made a comment at the end that many believe is anti-Semitic. And I think if it's not anti-Semitic, it's certainly walking the fine line, okay? And he might get the Italian Anti-Defamation League after you. And let me tell you, you don't want that to happen, Joe Rogan. I'll tell you that. And Steve will back me up on that one. But he took a swipe at the Jews and the Italians, Joe Rogan, while he was defending Ilhan Omar. Listen, and after I play this, I was hoping Rabbi David was out there today, but I haven't heard from Rabbi David. I would like to hear from Jews in the audience. Rabbi David, if you're with us today, but any Jew will do. Is what Joe Rogan's saying here anti-Semitic? And you Italians out there, I know we got some Italians, is what he's saying anti-Italian as well. And this could be the beginning of some big troubles for Joe Rogan. Here it is.
Sitting next to Ilhan Omar, where she's apologizing for talking about it's all about the Benjamins.
Yeah.
Which is just about money. She's talking about money.
She shouldn't have apologized.
That's not an anti-Semitic statement. I don't think that is. It's about, but Benjamins are money. The idea that Jewish people are not into money is ridiculous.
Listen.
It's like saying Italians aren't into pizza. It's stupid.
Listen.
It's stupid.
I understand.
Okay. Jews and money are like Italians and pizza, says Joe Rogan. Is that anti-Semitic, Steve?
No.
It's borderline. It's promoting a stereotype.
It's weak.
It's weak, but it's borderline. It's walking the line. I don't know. I think it is. I'm not saying he's anti-Semitic, but it's certainly. I don't know which one will get him in more trouble. The ADL or the Italian Anti-Defamation League. ADL. The ADL? Yeah. Yeah. Well, they haven't had anything to gripe about in a while. So, and he's viewed as a conservative. But I wouldn't say it's hardcore anti-Semitism, but the tone in which he says it, Jews and money are like Italians and pizza. It's borderline, little borderline. All right, you're on the air. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Vinny from Palm Beach County.
Oh, Vinny. All right, we got an Italian on the line. All right, go ahead, Vinny.
Yes, sir. Yes, I don't find it, discriminating or, it's, I got thick skin, there's more things to worry about in the world, but,
Oh, you're talking about the pizza part. What about the Jews and money part? What about the Jews and money part?
Is it right? Who knows? They're going to get upset about anything, basically.
Who's the they? The Jews? Oh, my goodness. I think it's getting worse here now. I don't think we're making things better. Okay, appreciate the call, Vinny. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Jim from New York. How you doing?
Hey, Jim.
So I'm the resident paisan around here.
Okay.
I'll say about Rogan, his comments. They're definitely promoting stereotypes. If you replaced the ethnicity and use other words.
Yeah, you'd be done.
something. That's how they would be an uproar and an outrage, and but it was definitely stereotypes. So yes, and anybody who claims that when he said Jewish people and the Benjamins, everybody knows what that means. It's, what do the libs call it? A dog whistle?
A dog whistle. Yeah, a dog whistle. But a dog whistle's only dogs can hear it. But it's a dog whistle. Yeah, I would agree. It's borderline. I think yeah.
The most interesting thing to me on this is how I forgot.
Steve's still under the weather. That's okay. You need some of my Dayquil, Steve. I'm on my second bottle of Dayquil.
Well,
that's true. I told. Yeah, 2 days of Dayquil. It's like it's got alcohol in it.
Vitamin D. Take the vitamin D3 and have some pizza, and you'll be fine.
That's right. Yeah. Now listen here. I'm not. Let me share this with you. Why I bring this up? Okay. I don't think it's anti-Semitic by that much, but it's definitely borderline. And one of the first lessons I learned in radio was from the late great Neil Rogers. He says, "Don't talk about the Jews, Brian." Remember that, Steve? He told me that. And no, he did. You think I'm kidding? No, I'm serious as a heart attack. This was off the air. I'm serious as a heart attack. And Joe Rogan has the largest audience in America, bigger than anyone, even us, on the longest running radio show. He's got an audience bigger than Rush did. Okay, he's bigger than Tucker. And he's not conservative. He's libertarian, but he takes some conservative positions when it comes to a lot of controversial issues. Okay. And the left have been after him. I was going to say white on rice, but I don't want to promote stereotypes of Asians and white people. And they're looking for anything to get Rogan off the air. And when you're on the air, like we are, I assume that everything I say is being recorded, and you have to behave accordingly. And Joe Rogan has to be careful. What he said is not anti-Semitic. It's borderline. There's ethnic jokes. You don't make ethnic jokes about Jews, period. Okay? You just don't do it. You get yourself in trouble. Okay? And they are looking at and listening to every syllable of every word that comes out of his mouth to destroy him and bring him down, because he's a powerful libertarian voice with the largest reach of anyone, including bigger than Tucker, many times more than Tucker, each and every day and every week in America. And he's got to be careful or he'll be done. And Joe Rogan, I think he's got some size issues, because he's, when they go against him, he likes to double down. His reaction, and I don't mean his height, I'm talking about something more specific. You guys can figure that out. He most likely will double down and quadruple down when this, and I didn't come up with the idea. I didn't hear this. I saw this in the news about what he said. People are calling him an anti-Semite. He's more likely to quadruple down on this, and that will get him in trouble.
They're trying to get him down. This will give him every excuse to.
And when we say they, we don't mean Jews. We mean the left.
Yes, to clarify.
Yeah.
Power and left who tolerate nobody else's opinions.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, man, take care. All right, take care. All right, we'll take our break and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated, as we do each morning at this time with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Better than yesterday. I almost collapsed on the air, but that's okay. So how the metals looking today, William Youngerman?
Metals looking very good after our little drop down, our big drop down on last week, last Friday, when the financial reports came out that drove things much lower. The recovery has been slow, but giving us a great buying opportunity, which is what we've all been waiting for. And we've seen just a steady flow of Steve Kane listeners taking advantage of these drops, and that was good news for the first 2 days of this week.
We did see gold gain $5.10 yesterday, closing at $1,872.50. Silver was down 10 cents at $22.15 the ounce, while platinum gained $5 at $9.75, and palladium gained $52 at $1,574. The rally continues. This morning, we did see gold get up to $1,887 overnight, but right now it's up $3.50 at $18.75. Silver's up 25 cents at $22.40, while platinum is up $6 at $981, and palladium is up $18 at $15.92. The dollar is starting to show some weakness again, which is what the rally the rally in the dollar last week kind of pushed things down again, giving us a great buying opportunity. That rally is going to be short-lived as the dollar continues under pressure. So take advantage of any of these dips and load up on certainly silver and gold right now.
Yeah, you know, before we were on our cruise vacation, you were telling me, William, that premiums were down on a lot of different types of the metal products. What are some of the best deals we're seeing right now in gold and silver?
Really, the premiums have just about returned to almost normal, not quite normal, but the Eagles are certainly more affordable than they were a month or so ago when the premiums were as high as $18 over silver for a silver Eagle, and now Steve Kane listeners can get them for $8 over.
Wow.
And the gold premiums have dropped significantly, probably down 50% from what they were. So all of the products are in stock and
available for immediate delivery. So you can come in and look at the many different products we have and take your pick or put together a portfolio of different coins
and enjoy having some variety in your holdings.
Absolutely. Now give William Youngerman a call. He opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. His number, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or stop right in. His address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building in Boca, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve is here and under the weather. I'm almost well. And to take my advice, Steve, sit up. Get out of bed and sit up. I've been sitting up for 3 days, and that's why I'm back. All right, let's take some calls. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're welcome to call in about any of the very interesting topics I brought up today. I mean, just all, what broke loose yesterday between the Sarah Huckabee problem, Trump making his most devastating attack on an opponent ever on Ron DeSantis yesterday, and now we got this Joe Rogan issue. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, Joanne from Port St. Lucie.
Hey, Joanne.
Hey, what Steve think about the Ron DeSantis, going on with him between Trump?
Oh, with the high school girls? I don't know, Steve. Did you catch all that?
I think it's much ado about nothing.
Oh, boy. I figured.
I think they make it too big a thing of it. What's the big...
Steve, he went to a party at someone's house. Okay, this is why it's bad, okay? First, I know there's more than just this, because President Trump doesn't start with his best, okay? He does a little, it builds. He's a marketer, and he understands. If Ron DeSantis were our nominee, these girls have already been identified by the New York Times, interviewed by the New York Times. That's
18, he's 20, he's a kid, he's 22, 20.
Oh, okay, I'm sure, okay. I'm sure when NBC News is moderating the presidential debate and it's DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom, they'll see it your way. Okay? Don't you understand what they'll do with this?
I understand it, but that's...
What about Trump's what? What about Trump's what?
His past, he has past.
Oh, he was with underage girls somewhere drinking? He was drinking with underage girls?
They weren't underage.
They were his students and they were under 21.
He was 22.
They were his students.
22, 23. He was only 22 years old.
They were his students. They were still... Oh, okay. So that makes it okay. What about when Joe Biden had the kids playing with the hair on his legs when he was a lifeguard? Was that okay?
Case.
Come on.
Might be ruining his chances for 28, and also, what about governor? He might be ruining his governorship over this.
Yeah, DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Oh, he's jealous. I think he's helping Ron DeSantis. See, I've been telling you guys for a year since they started this BS that Ron DeSantis has been given a free pass. He has been, and Trump is telling him what he'll be facing if he runs against him. The liberal media will destroy him. Two of the girls were already interviewed by the New York Times. One of them said, I didn't think much of it at the time, but looking back, she has a problem with it.
He looks like a kid himself in that.
But he wasn't. He wasn't.
The difference in age.
He's still their teacher. He's still their teacher.
Technically, he wasn't at the graduate after. No, he wasn't, because technically
They were under. We're not 100% sure about that. That is underage. 21 is of age to be drinking.
It's not like students for crying.
And Steve, you don't go to parties with your high school girl students and drink beer with them. And who knows how old the other kids were at the party. No, it's bad. It's not good.
All I'm saying is he might be ruining his chances for 28.
You're correct.
We're going to end up getting another Dem in the...
Well, then tell Ron DeSantis to not run against Trump and endorse him.
Well, Ron DeSantis hasn't said squat yet.
Oh, I don't expect him to until maybe the next picture.
I just hope it doesn't backfire on both of them because, that's not... I just don't think he should have done that. I agree with Steve and some of the callers. I think it's silly. If you wanted to do it, it'd be different. Ron DeSantis...
So if you had pictures of Gavin Newsom at 22 drinking beer with his high school girl students, you'd be cool with that.
Gavin Newsom's a scumbag no matter what.
Okay, so you wouldn't be okay with it.
Saying because of this crap, we're going to probably...
Listen. Well, then Ron DeSantis has to not run against Trump, and it'll all be forgotten. Listen, Ron DeSantis, the top of his platform is anti-groomer. That's his big thing, right? He just took over Disney. If you're the leading... he took away a liquor license this week of a gay club that had drag shows with underage kids. If you're the leading anti-groomer, you can't have been going to parties with underage girls when you were their school teacher drinking beer. That makes you a groomer by that standard.
He should have brought out the picture. It's gonna backfire on both of them, I'm telling you.
Let me tell you. Well, then Ron DeSantis needs to do something about it, and that's drop out of the race and endorse Trump. Run in 28.
He already screwed up his chance. Trump screwed up his chances for 2020.
How many warnings? He's been giving him warnings for months. Remember the Ron DeSanctimonious comment at the rally months ago? He's been giving him warnings for months.
Name calling. This is actually, this is not going to end well for either one of them. I'm telling you, you're going to have that.
Listen, do you know why Kavanaugh made it on the Supreme Court, and didn't? Why did Justice Kavanaugh, the great Justice Kavanaugh? Do you know why he made it on this? Do you know how he made it on the Supreme Court and got confirmed?
Part of it was establishment and Trump.
No. He got on the Supreme. He was confirmed because they didn't have pictures of him. Okay, that would have backed up the allegations. There were no photographs. We've got photographs that are very damning. I was talking about this earlier on our cruise last week. Okay, I took photographs with people all week long. You will not see a photograph. Okay, you will not see a photograph of me with my arm around a woman. There was we were on this sailboat trip. Steve's wife was on it. All the wives got to the front of the boat on the bow. They said, "Brian, come take a picture." I said, "No." And then my daughter got in the picture, and I took it with my daughter and them. I said, I'm not going to take a picture with all you women with just me. You got to have some common sense. The picture doesn't mean something inappropriate happened, but it implies something could have happened. That photograph, he's a great governor.
Well, you know, what's going to happen? We're going to get something like guilt. That's what's going to happen. We're going to get...
Well, then stop challenging Trump. This is DeSantis' doing. Hey, listen, thanks for the call, okay? Let's squeeze one more in. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hi.
Yeah, you're on the air.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
You guys have a great show. I just have a quick question. About a week ago, I missed the beginning of it. You were saying, so we were talking about Dana Perino and what a terrible person she is because she did or said something. What was it? It's been driving me crazy.
Well, last week's show, we were on our cruise, were best of shows. And I think what it might have been, I can't, you know, because I don't really know what played last week. I don't remember. But she was covering up for Biden on the classified documents. And I do know that. She was defending having the classified documents at his house. That was one thing. And she's also with the Bushies and is a never-Trumper. So she could have said something negative about Trump. But I was talking a week or two ago about her defending the classified documents at the Biden garage. That might have been it.
That's perfect.
That's pretty scummy of her to do. Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you. You have great taste in radio, I must say. Okay, now Valentine's Day is next week. It falls during the week. You want Valentine's Day celebrated on the weekends. And that's why Anne Marie's in Pompano, our great Italian restaurant where everything is homemade with Grandma's recipes, Grandma's in the kitchen, have an all-day Valentine's Day extravaganza going on. There's a Valentine's Day lunch and dinner at Anne Marie's with heart-shaped pizzas. And like I said, I'm going to go over there just to see the guy make those heart-shaped pizzas on his finger over his head. I can't wait to see that. But they're going to, Anne Marie's is going to have heart-shaped pizzas, and of course, the ravioli, which is always handmade, they're going to have heart-shaped ravioli as well. And on Saturday night, they're having a Valentine's Day party. Saturday night, by the way, that's this Saturday, February 11th, with live music outside starting at 6:30 p.m. So it's going to be a great time at Anne Marie's for Valentine's Day. If you have any questions, call them. I don't know if they're taking reservations. Call them and ask. They also have a huge wine collection. They have an entire wine club over there. So you can have a great romantic Italian dinner with homemade Italian food and great wine as well. Anne Marie's is located on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road in the same plaza as the movie theater. You can also give them a call, 954-889-6600. 954-889-6600. That's 954-889-6600. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. The Valentine's Day party is this Saturday night, February 11th. All right, that's all the time we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Great show today and great calls. Thank you, everyone who called and participated. Very high-quality callers today, I must say. Steve, hope you're better tomorrow. And my name is Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show. And, of course, God bless America. And also, God bless the greatest president the United States has ever had, the 45th and 47th president of the United States, Donald Trump. Have a great day, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
WWNN AM Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by
All right, guys. I'll see you soon, all right? Take care.